Hello everyone, my name is Alex from Jäger Miniatures, and today I'm going to share with you how I converted this awesome Hive Tyrant. It's obvious, but for this conversion I am using this Hive Tyrant model from the Tyranids Battle Force box I purchased quite some time ago, and a Necron Wraith model. After cutting out the parts and cleaning them from mold lines, I used liquid green stuff to close the gaps on the tail and sanded it smooth afterward. As next step, I magnetized the arms and wings so I could play with it in different weapon options. I therefore drilled holes with a diameter of 3 mm into the torso. On the arms and wings I cut off the round joints with a clipper and then also drilled in some 3 mm holes. I recommend using a smaller diameter drill first and then widening the hole instead of directly using a 3 mm drill. And here are these magnets I used. 3 mm diameter with a height of 5 mm, as well as a magnet with a height of 2 mm. The 5 mm ones were placed on the torso at the upper arms position to make sure they will be able to hold the wings properly. For the rest, the 2 mm height ones will be sufficient. And this is how it looks after drilling in these holes. Make sure not to drill too deep into the lower arm position, since you will otherwise damage the hip joint on the bottom side. And this is how it looks on the wings and the claws. To glue in the magnets, I first pressed in some green stuff and then used super glue to apply the magnets. The same goes for the wings and the weapons. Make sure to get the polarity right, or you will have to remove some of these magnets again. Believe me, this is a pain in the ass. For the gun I wanted a more Necron-like weapon. I therefore 3D printed a Necron heavy destroyer weapon, which I want to connect to the Tyranid arm. So I cut off the front part of the bioweapon and then used green stuff to put the two parts together. I also added some texture to make it look more organic. Now we're going to connect the left arm with the gun. We therefore use some 3 mm diameter magnets at this joint. As you can see, I already drilled a small hole in the tip, and now I'm just adding a small ball of green stuff to fixate it. And there we are. The same thing we are going to be placing over here. I therefore prepared another ball of green stuff. Now I'm sculpting the ball a bit to make it fit. Finally, I just added the magnet and tried to model the extension of these organic hand-like structures a bit. As a last step for the weapon, I wanted to add some more Necronish detail over here. And therefore I'm going to use the Roll Maker tool and then add some cables which are turning around here. And there it is, the Roll Maker tool from Green Stuff World and the green stuff. And this is how it looks after we have finished. As you can see, I also added some veins and cables here at the weapon arm itself. Well, so now it's time to attach the Wraith body to the torso. I wanted the Wraith to be hovering above the Tyrant, injecting its cables and tentacle into the body to make it look like it's controlling it. I therefore again use the Roll Maker tool and the green stuff. But this time I'm adding some wire to it. This will later allow us to bend the tubes into position. I'm therefore taking a small snippet of wire and cover it with green stuff. And then we repeat the procedure as before. Here we are with the tentacles. I glued the wire tips to the small holes in the Wraith body where the legs are usually attached. We will now connect the Wraith to the torso. I already bent the wires and marked their positions on the carapace. First, let's drill in some holes. After that, we need to cut the cables to the length we need them. And here we are. We will now prepare the tail of the Wraith so it will be able to wrap around the Tyranid's body. I therefore cut the segments apart and ordered them according to their size. After that, I drilled a hole in each segment to be able to thread them onto a piece of wire. Like this. Just a short test on where the tail is going to be placed later on. And then I used milliput to connect the segments again in the right position before finally gluing everything together. Now all we need to do is slap some paint on it and we will come to this. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like or subscribe to the channel, and see you next time. Bye bye.